All right, good morning. Again, my lights are off because I just got to work. Um, and oh, I got one earring on again. I like to let the room cool up before I even start cleaning. But I'm gonna clean with some music and all that right now. But I wanted to share this with you guys because I love sharing my therapy session because I'm growing. And some people we go through the same thing. A lot of things we go through the same thing. People and I'm sorry, I'm drinking a Celsius. I'm on 100. So my therapy session in the morning, I've heard so much about myself through this therapy session, but we tackled on my marriage. So I married young. We married young, and going into my marriage, we took a chance on each other, and I love that. Actually, I chased him, but I got him. I knew that I loved him when I seen him. I knew that many lifetimes he was mine many lifetimes, and he was. There's so many connections. The reason why I know that I've already been married to him in many lifetimes. It was love at first sight for me, and it's crazy because I never experienced that. I almost like crying. I never experienced that type of love before. Like I've ever felt that love for somebody. And she tapped on my marriage and asked a question. And I realized like we married young, and we came into our relationship both with trauma. And even though I tell him like my trauma was so much worse and he hung on. He had his own trauma. I was so fixated on healing him because I did not want him to hurt. I didn't worry about fixing myself and healing myself. I've had so many journeys and I just didn't fully heal. And it's hard when you are a wife and you become a mother and you have to work on yourself to be better for you, but also mostly I just put me aside. I want to be better for my husband and my children. We had, in the beginning, had such a communication problem. And a lot of Puerto Rican men are very hardcore. It's like this. And the way they speak is not they don't love you, but it's aggressiveness. And with me coming from a lot of trauma and verbal abuse and other abuses, it's hard for me with my defense up. So my communication was through anger, and I used to yell at my kids, and the way I used to speak to my husband was not okay. And I knew that after a while, I'm like, Jasmine, what is going on with you? This man, first of all, I didn't think that I deserved him. And he was always great, but he was just so aggressive. But he was aggressive with love, and I never experienced that before. So we've had a lot of situations because we had to grow throughout our trauma with each other, and we built a family that we built, and it was so hard. But all I knew was that I loved this man. God, why do I love this man? Why does this man, I loved him the first time I looked at him. And I've never felt a love like that before, ever in my life. And I never received a love like that before, ever in my life. I haven't received love in my life, whatever, as I get there. So it was hard to navigate this marriage and relationship. And the way I used to speak was so nasty. I used to yell at my kids. I used to yell a lot. I used to yell a lot. And the way I used to speak to him was in such a defense. And we had to learn how to communicate. But I used to realize that when I spoke to him in the way that I spoke to him, I see a person through their eyes. I used to hurt him. And no matter how he used to speak with me, he didn't understand because of his trauma. So I knew that I had to make some changes. And the changes I had to make was with myself first, because I'm like, okay, the way I'm young, talking to this man, and I look in his eyes and how hurt he is, I seen the child in him. And I'm like, oh, you got to change that. So I changed the way I spoke to this man. And we've grown, and it was hard. It's been tough. We've had incidents, and to some times in my situations, I felt like I was left lonely to handle them. And it hurt, and I understood. It hurt like crazy, because who feels lonely in a relationship? But we were growing with each other. It's like I was aggressive the way I spoke, and he is, but out of love, he knew no better. And there was no emotional support, and only because, and I started to understand that he didn't know how to give emotional support to me, and I was very needy for the emotional support. But we loved each other. So during the session yesterday morning, she put on a topic. She speaks, everything just falls down. She's like, whoa, 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 whoa. like the way you're speaking as if you don't forgive your husband. And I said, what? We have grown throughout the years and had so many conversations that we have learned to, we've loved each other so much more, and we're falling in love every chance we get over and over again, because we were learning so much more about each other, opening up. And she was like, but you don't, it's like you don't forgive him from the past things. And I'm like, what? I forgive him. She said, have you ever said it? I said, I have never said it. I care about the relationships, but with this man that God has sent me, there is no, okay. I'll fix any relationship, God first, but after God, this man, I'm going to fix it with him. And not that we're in a bad space, we're in a great space, but I need to say out loud to him that I forgive him, right? I had to talk with him yesterday. And my therapist is worried about me, and it's okay. And she gave me an assignment. And first thing I did when he picked me up from work, I had a conversation with him. And I said, it wasn't a conversation to remind you of what we've been through. It was a conversation to tell you that I know what we've been through, and I understand that you cannot give me what you weren't given, and I could not give you. No, honestly, I did give him what I wasn't given because I loved him from lifetimes ago, of a lifetime. I've loved him. I know my spirit and my soul has loved him a lifetime over and over again. And I had to tell him yesterday in the car, like, I forgive you, because I do. And he's like, well, we talked about it, and he apologized, and, we were young. I said, that's not about you apologizing, because I accepted your apology years ago, but I had to tell you that I forgive you. I had to tell you that, because I had to set that free. I didn't realize that I held on to that. I don't need to hold on to that. We are in the best space that we've been on, because it's been such hard work to get here. And this man shows up and shows out when needed all the freaking time. And I've never known a love like this before. And this love hurt here and there because of growth, but it was not painful. So I had to make sure that I handled that yesterday. When he dropped, before we went in the house, I had to tell this man how I felt, where it came from, and say, I forgive you, even though we've had the conversation before. I forgive you, and I'm going to forgive you over and over again as many times as I need to, because we have grown and developed a life together. And we went into this relationship, this marriage, taking a chance on each other. And we went into this relationship with trauma, and we had to heal our trauma and love each other and love our children. Do you know how hard that is? And the space that we are in right now, I said to him, my dad left because he knew that I will be safe with you. And I felt like some situations that, I wasn't protected. But no, this man shows up. I am protected. My dad knew it was okay to leave me with this man. So I had to make sure I told him I forgive him and mean it. There's no other love that I will experience in my life besides God with the love that this man has given me. I've never known this love. I've never known this love. And it feels good for somebody to love me. And then now that I love myself, it's just 10 times fold. So therapy is working. And I can tell him out loud for everybody that I forgive you and I love the air that you breathe, because every breath you take, my heart continues to beat. And I don't never want to experience life without you, because I'll never experience that love, the love to give me from anybody but God. But God knew that I was worthy enough to be sent someone like you and my children. But he sent you to me because he said, it's time. So, yeah, that works.